Hey, this is Trending at Some Point, and this is my review slash recap of the most recent episode of Love and Marriage Huntsville. I don't know if I have a lot, but I'll give you what I have. So the first scene is with Melody and Tiffany, and Melody is telling Tiffany that they're gonna she's hosting a tea party to kind of find ways to help people disagree respectfully. Then they start talking about other things. Tiffany feels like she got down to Kiki's level when they argued at the spa. To me, at a minimum, Tiffany and Kiki were on equal levels. I don't know Tiffany likes to get under people's skin, so I just feel like what she gets is what she was kind of asking for. So I don't have a right or wrong. I just don't think Tiffany's. I don't think Tiffany's right, but I don't think she's wrong all the way. I don't think Kiki's all the way right, and I don't think Kiki's all the way wrong. Melody brings up Martell coming uninvited to the birthday party, and then she plays an audio for Tiffany of Martell basically telling Mariah and her that that he is not coming to get Mariah on her birthday. He's gonna come get her on that Monday. We find out later that's because Martell decided to go to Candy and Todd's rap party instead, although he does not like Candy or Todd. And he made a very violent display, intimidating display at the birthday party just to not get his daughter after the birthday party. And it's because it wasn't about the birthday party, or it wasn't about his kids. It was probably about the birthday party in the sense of he wanted it. He wanted to do what he wanted to do when he wanted to do it, although he did not have the right to do it according to the court. Melody is not pulling any punches with Martell anymore. I can tell. I can just tell how relaxed she is, and just her words are flowing. They flying out. And I also have a YouTube short that is the scene of her playing the audio for Tiffany, so y'all can see it that way as well. Melody tells Tiffany that they can bring a plus one to the tea party if they would like. Tiffany says plus one must mean backup. And I'm like, well, that's true in this case because I see that not many people brought a plus one. Stormy brought her mom, which was definitely the backup. That was a plus one. And it wasn't clearly made known if anyone else was somebody else's plus one. That's the way I'll put it. Because I don't know for sure if there was another plus one. I just don't recall. The next scene is Kimmy and Maurice. I will summarize the scene in one sentence. Maurice is sorry. Maurice does not listen to Kimmy. Kimmy says he doesn't back her up, which we've seen him do time and time again. He has really left her holding the bag season after season. He's manipulative. He doesn't like that she doesn't, I guess, enforce her discipline more when the son doesn't listen. Tells Maurice he doesn't back her up. Maurice also regularly acts like the conversations with Kimmy are happening for the first time on camera. I hate that. Kimmy has told Maurice point blank her issues are with him, not with Kiowa. Maurice is such a coward, he calls Kiowa. Then he tries to set Kimmy up when he couldn't get the situation out because he was in the wrong. So then he tried to say, I'd rather Kimmy say it. Kiowa graciously says she appreciates Kimmy considering her. You know, that is what a mom would want, what a biological parent would want. Maurice does more not listening. And my last bullet point was Maurice is sorry. Moved on to the next scene. Okay, so Kiki and Stormy go for a Reiki session. Personally, I'm not against crystals or in all that, so I don't have any criticism for that. It's just that the overall scene was awkward because it's Kiki and Stormy. It's weird. Kiki is still finding her footing on the show. Stormy's trying to change the perception of her. I see she's, for now, actively still in that part where she's trying to change the public perception of her. That's the best way I can put it. Stormy starts crying from her energy reading. Kiki also gets an energy reading. I don't want to talk about the actual words from the reading because I don't feel authentic about it, so I don't have anything to really say. Then Stormy and Kiki speak about Kiki's problems with Tiffany. Kiki basically doesn't care that Tiffany's pregnant. Next scene, y'all. I'm sorry. So it's Maurice and Martell. They try to set up a moment where they talk about Martell's credit scores going up, which is in a way trying to talk about Maurice's credit repair business technically, and then Martell trying to show that Martell is improving in some area of his life. Um, they probably aren't lying that his score went up, but you can probably go up pretty rapidly from a 350 or a 400 to like a 410. So it probably did go up. The whole problem I had is, to me, these these people, and then when it's uh Marcel and Tisha, the same thing, Kimmy and Maurice, the same thing. They're acting like we're still in season one. Well, we've seen through the facade of the lives now. It's too late for all that. So when y'all start trying to do these filler words and everything else, nobody's buying it anymore. Martell tells his lie about the birthday party issue and how it went down. Maurice is a sack of hypocrisy to me, sitting on that confessional couch. I cannot take him seriously. I don't think Maurice is a good example to his son. I think that has to do a lot with how his son is, possibly acting up. I don't even know if the son is acting up that much, because Maurice to me seems like not a good parent. I think that Maurice, the best thing he could have done for his son was to have let him stay with Kiowa. I think he did a disservice to his son. The next scene, Mel meets with Miss Carol. She's the etiquette slash communication coach. In order of arrival to the tea party, it's Kimmy, then Tisha, then Tiffany, then Kiki, and then someone I'm not sure who they are, then Miss Mel, then someone else I'm not sure who they are, then Stormy, and then her mom, Betty. Mel brings up the spa event, and that inspired her to have the tea party. Stormy asks the etiquette coach what should she do. She curses a lot. That's how she expresses herself. The etiquette coach, the etiquette coach says using curse words means lacking vocabulary. I don't 100% agree. It depends on the setting. I don't think that every setting is a proper place for cursing, but I have an extensive vocabulary personally, and there's just sometimes a curse word does better. It just does better. So it depends on the setting for me. And I'll tell you, I'll say it like this: I will never let cursing get in the way of an opportunity for myself. So if I feel like I'm not in a setting where cursing would be accepted, you won't hear me use it. So I don't curse at work. I don't curse in professional communication. And for me, I'm not a big cursor. It does usually come like if I stub my toe or something really has to aggravate me. But yeah, it's certain situations I won't use it because I don't want to possibly lose an opportunity that I don't have the privilege to keep the opportunity. So, that's all I'm saying. And that's just for my personal opinion, my personal life. Nell, Miss Nell then says, can we get to the real problems, to the meat of the issue? She says she feels some weird energy. This is when Miss Betty speaks up, Stormy's mom, to say she has basically an issue with Melody. Melody asks her what issue, and Miss Betty brings up the secret recording is her issue with Melody. This is my problem with Betty. First, it was Mel's energy. Well, this is in no particular order. It was Mel's energy. Then it was Mel agreeing with Miss Betty about Stormy's son being spoiled. Then it was Miss Betty was just a viewer of the show in general, and she just never cared for Mel. So Betty ends up telling Mel to shut up. She wants Mel to be more direct when it comes to that tweet and stuff that comes down on Stormy. She wanted her to just be like, it's not Stormy. Basically, Mel is going to tweet how she chooses to tweet, is how I took it, because she didn't say she won't do it again. She didn't say going forward she would do blah. She just said, I apologize that tweet, offended you. To me, Betty has 1,001 reasons on why she doesn't like Mel, so it is what it is. I also think Melody is at the point where she is okay with people not liking her. She's not trying. She is not trying to endear herself to Betty or other people. So it is what it is. Kiki wants to bring up her issue with Tiffany. This was so convoluted, y'all. So I'm sorry if I sound confused or jumbled. I'm confused and jumbled by the scene, so I apologize. I will say this: Tiffany's job on this show is to get under people's skin. Tiffany is collecting that check. She is definitely getting under people's skin. Um, my advice for Kiki would be just don't let her push your buttons. Now, if you just want a scene for a scene's sake, then I guess you're letting her activate you. But if that's not what you're after, you cannot let Tiffany push your buttons because that's her sole purpose. Kiki wants Tiffany to stop acting like they don't like Tiffany doesn't know her. What I've learned from watching a lot of the housewives shows and other reality shows is the person that tries to convince someone that they know each other better than they're saying, it makes that person that's trying to do the convincing look desperate. It doesn't work out for the person. Even if they're telling the truth, it just looks desperate. I do believe Kiki did try to help Tiffany with information to find her dad. Um, I don't. Kimmy jumps in. I definitely don't think Kimmy likes Kiki. Kiki at some point then says, "At least I know who my dad is." And then she tries to backtrack when she started to be called out. And I'm like, Kiki, just own it. You said it. You just own it. Just take that one. Melody tries to change the subject. She hands out gifts, and her last words before they go to just show the preview for the next show is,
I have gifts for everyone. And to Stormy. It ain't a Gucci purse.
look for me on the ground because I'm dead, y'all. I'm dead. But that's all I have for this review and recap. Thanks for sticking around. Talk to you later. Bye.